Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. For today's review, we're going to take a look at the S.H.Figuarts Street Fighter No.01 Ryu. And just another note, I'm still kind of fiddling around with my lighting, so this might look a little bit off as well. Just let me know what you think. And let's first of all have a look at the packaging. So in the front, nice photo of Ryu there, window in the front, you can see everything inside. Very standard S.H.Figuarts packaging. On this side you've got No.01 Ryu. Photos in the back with optional parts and character specs. And on this side, nice artwork of Ryu there. And window wraps around to the top. And on the bottom you've got a photo of Ryu there. And again on the inside it comes with this backing card, which I'll show you in a minute, and the figure is sitting very securely there in the plastic tray. And here is the backing card for Ryu, so it's a very nice mountainous backdrop backing display card. And I'll just grab the figure out. And here he is with all of his accessories. So first up is his headband, which plugs into the back. And this headband is a soft material, so it does kind of go up and down if you want to push it out of the way. So that's kind of nice. He also comes with a pair of closed fist hands, which is already on the figure, and a pair of sort of like the Hadouken hands. So you can see they're very nicely sculpted, very nicely painted. There's even like a kind of a darker red in the center of the punching pad, so that's really cool. And he comes with two optional heads. And this one is kind of looking to the side with gritting teeth expression, and this one is a angry kind of face expression. So that's really cool. And he also comes with this Hadouken effect part, and it's got a little clear stand, very solid, very nice effect part. And I'm pretty sure you can use this with like Dragon Ball stuff as well. It kind of works and it looks really good. And now just a quick look at how to change the accessories. So the hair piece comes off, and then you also have to take the bandana ends off, and the head pops off pretty easily. And let's put the angry face on, and just got to make sure it sits on the peg properly, and put the hair piece on. It is keyed, so you won't get it the wrong way around, which is good. And you got to put the bandana ends back on, and that's how he looks with the angry face. And I'll just put the other two faces side by side so you can kind of see all the faces that he comes with. And now let's put the optional hand on. The hand pops off pretty easily. It's on a ball peg, and the optional hands go on very easily as well, and it fits on really, really well. So that's how he looks with his optional hand. Let's take a closer look at the figure itself. But before we do that, I just want to bring in the Hadouken effect part and show you guys up close, because this part is really, really well made. The blue pieces are actually two different color tones of blue, so the inside is a bit lighter, so you get all this nice graduation of blue around the thing. It's not just one blue blob. And the front has been painted white, which is really nice, so you get that nice gradient here as well. So that's very, very well done. Okay, back to the figure. So everything is very sharp on this guy. I love the texture. Everything looks nice and matte, so it looks really high quality. The hair is like a satin finish, so it does catch the light, so it looks pretty realistic in terms of texture. And the face is really well done. Look at that face. And the teeth, pretty well painted. The top row of the teeth is a little bit tidier than the bottom, But looking at the other faces, it's pretty consistent, so that is a good start. Very nice expressions that comes with the figure as well. And as I mentioned earlier, this is nice and soft, so it's not going to snap. And his gi is nice and soft. It's very well textured. You can actually, I don't know if you can actually see that, but there is texture on the plastic, so it actually kind of mimics the the fabric material. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the same texture on his pants, so the pants are kind of smooth, whereas the top is textured. So it would have been nice to see that texture being carried all the way through the pants. But nice shading on the pants, nice fold and crease sculpt detail there. His belt is soft as well, so that's not going to get in the way, and also this piece here on the bottom is soft as well, so that will move out of the way for articulation, so that's really good. A lot of low lights painted in. It looks a little bit overkill to me here. It just looks like heaps of little black dots on his butt, but I see where they're trying to what they were trying to do with it, but I think it missed the mark a little bit here. Nice musculature on the sculpt of the arms, really nice boxing gloves. I love this detail, nice print detail there. It's actually raised, so it's not just printed. So these little markings, the black markings, it's actually raised. And the shoulder gi part is oh so soft, and you can actually see it come through the inside. So unfortunately, I don't think you can make him topless unless you pretty much disassemble his shoulders and take these two side pieces out. And yeah, let's have a look at the feet. Nicely sculpted feet. A little bit of detail on the bottom there of the toes as well, so that's really good. And with articulation, he can look up that far, look down that far, tilt from side to side, and all the way around. If you move his thing out of the way, it actually kind of stops there, but you don't really want him to turn any further anyway. His arm comes up that far and down that far, so there is a long kind of ball joint that goes in, which also allows him to do butterfly forward and back, so that's really good. And all the way around, kind of in a rotational motion. There's no bicep swivel here, but it does kind of swivel at the top of the shoulders. And he's got double jointed elbows, so it gives him a really good bend. And there's a bonus little swivel joint at the elbows, so that's really cool. And coming down to his wrist, this is what is it called? Pin and hinge with a ball at the end. So in and out and all the way around. So really good range of motion for the wrist there. And then back to his body, the torso, there is a diaphragm joint, so he can crunch forward that far, crunch back or extend back that far with the help of the waist joint. But as you can see, it is a bit gappy once you push it all the way back. And there is also side to side, but again, it's pretty gappy once you start extending it all the way. And coming down to his hips, so these are the new style hips that we're seeing in the Dragon Ball figures, and it rotates the whole leg, and he can kick up that far and that far back, and he can do, let's see, he can do that much of a split. So not quite a perfect split, but it's pretty good. And tiny bit of thigh swivel. It is a bit loose on my one. I would have liked that to be a little bit tighter, but it is there. Single jointed knee, but it gives him a really good, slightly more than 90-degree bend, so that's good. You can see the massive ball joint. The massive joints there. And it's really nice and smooth feeling to that joint, so that's really good. And coming down to his legs, he can rotate at the ankle all the way around. He can tilt his ankle down that far, tilt up that far, and side to side pivot all the way around. And then he also has a toe joint, and this one only goes up slightly, but I think that looks pretty natural as far as toe joints go, so that's really good. In terms of height, Liu comes in at about 155 millimeters, which is about 6.1 inches. And now for some size comparisons. Here he is with S.H.Figuarts chun-li. Here he is with S.H.Figuarts Awakening Goku. Here he is with S.H.Figuarts Tony Stark. Here he is with Mesco 6-inch Sub-Zero. Here he is with Mesco 112 Collective Punisher. Here he is with DC Icons Rebirth Superman. Here he is with Marvel Legends Wolverine. And finally, here he is with Marvel Legends Cyclops. I'm super impressed with this line so far. Both Chun-Li and Liu have been really nice figures. And actually, having opened Liu now, I actually think he's a much better figure than Chun-Li. I mean, she is really cool, but Liu just feels so much nicer. The proportions are really good on this guy. He looks muscular, but not over the top. The posing is really nice. You can get a lot of nice dynamic poses out of him, and very easy to pose, and it holds the poses really well as well. And I love the fact that the scaling is actually quite good when compared to Marvel Legends, so you can do some really nice Marvel versus Capcom kind of displays. So you can see the head is pretty much spot on in terms of scale, so that is really awesome. I was secretly hoping that Bandai would do a bad job on these guys. I mean, that may sound ridiculous, but the reason being I didn't really want to start collecting another line, but it looks like Bandai has hit this line out of the park, and it looks like I'm gonna have to start collecting Street Fighter figures too. So yeah, really nice figures. If you love Street Fighter, if you love Bandai's S.H.Figuarts line, these are really cool figures, and I'd highly recommend you guys pick these up. And that's it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and again, let me know what you think of the lighting. If it's too harsh, too bright, too dull, whatever, just let me know. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for another toy review.